Welcome, adventure lovers and fans of sea stories. We stand on the threshold of the second season of One Piece from Netflix, and if the recently released trailer is any indication, we are in for not just a continuation, but a true epic shift in scale and ambition. The first season, against all skeptics, became a phenomenon. It managed to capture not only the spirit of Eiichiro Oda's original work, but also its unique, sincere energy. Now the Straw Hats are venturing into the Grand Line, which means the stakes are soaring to the sky. This analysis is dedicated to breaking down a hypothetical first look or a full trailer for the second season, which, let's be honest, would have exploded the internet by introducing new locations, the main antagonists, and of course, everyone's favorite reindeer. Our analysis will pass through the promises the series makes, through the hidden Easter eggs, and through how Netflix plans to adapt one of the most emotionally charged and politically complex arcs of the manga, the Alabasta arc. The first season of One Piece was about introduction and team formation. It was bright, fast, and suitably naive, as the beginning of a great journey should be. The second season, judging by expectations and hints, promises a deeper dive into darker waters. This should be the central theme of the trailer, the disappearance of naivete and the confrontation with the harsh reality of the Grand Line. The promise of the second season is first and foremost a fidelity to the emotional core of One Piece. This is not just about funny scenes and thrilling battles, but about the themes of friendship, betrayal, and sacrifice. The trailer would undoubtedly have to start at the moment the crew finally enters the Grand Line, via Reverse Mountain. There would be an audible voiceover, perhaps from Luffy himself, stating that this is not just an ocean, it is a battlefield where dreams either die or become reality. The trailer's introduction would presumably be very dynamic. Quick cuts showing the Going Merry battling a storm, Nami desperately trying to plot a course, and Zoro and Sanji preparing for battle. This establishes the tone. There is no room for error here. The immediate threat: Smoker and Tashigi. One of the first and most important shots that must appear in the trailer is the introduction of Smoker, the Marine captain from Logetown. The hypothetical shot would show him in all his glory, against the backdrop of the Logetown docks, where Goldie Roger was executed. The most effective moment, of course, would be the activation of his Moku Moku no Mi, Smoke Smoke Fruit, where his body literally dissolves into acrid white smoke. This moment in the trailer signals the era of harmless villains is over. Next to Smoker, Tashigi would likely be shown, the swordswoman obsessed with finding true swords, who bears a striking resemblance to Zoro's long-deceased childhood friend. Her appearance must be quick, focusing on a spectacular sweep of her katana, emphasizing that Zoro will have a serious ideological opponent. Smoker's arrival means that Luffy is now being hunted not just by a random patrol, but by a professional with a Logia-type Devil Fruit power, the rarest type. This raises the threat level to the maximum. Next, the trailer would focus on the crew's new companions, Princess Vivi and her loyal partner Karoo, the duck. We would see a mysterious woman traveling with the crew, followed by a sharp transition to the desert landscapes of Alabasta. A key shot: Vivi, standing against a sandstorm, with desperation in her eyes, pleading with Luffy to save her kingdom from civil war. This shot must be filled with drama to convey the emotional weight of the entire arc. The most intriguing moment would be the appearance of the main antagonist, Sir Crocodile, Mr. Zero, one of the Shichibukai, warlords of the sea. The trailer could end with a close-up of his predatory smirk and, of course, his famous gold hook, perhaps cloaked in sand after using his Suna Suna no Mi, Sand Fruit. The promise of the second season is primarily a full, deep adaptation of the Alabasta arc. The trailer would undoubtedly confirm that political intrigue and espionage will play as important a role as the fights. We would see short, intriguing shots demonstrating the Baroque Works agents in action: Miss All Sunday, Nico Robin, Mysterious and Elegant, Mr. One, Daz Bones, with his ability to turn his body into steel, and other officers sowing chaos in the Desert Kingdom. World expansion. The trailer would have to show the immense scale of Alabasta, ancient ruins, oases, and, most importantly, the tension between the royal army and the rebels. This visual is the key to understanding why Alabasta is one of the most beloved arcs by fans. It is not just a fight for treasure, it is a battle for the lives of millions of people. Villain complexity. Unlike most antagonists of the first season, Crocodile is a master of strategy and manipulation. His presence in the trailer would have to be palpable, even if he is in the shadows. A contemptuous voiceover, speaking of how dreams are merely sand that the wind will scatter. Easter eggs and cultural significance. New faces and old legends. No One Piece trailer from Netflix is complete without Easter eggs. This section would analyze not only the shots, but also rumors, confirmed articles, and their impact. The most anticipated detail, Tony Chopper. If the trailer were released, it would be obligated to give a first fleeting glimpse of Tony Chopper, the ship's doctor, a reindeer who ate the Hito no Mi, human fruit, hypothetical Easter egg. The trailer would not show Chopper immediately. Instead, there would be a quick shot, a snowy landscape of Drum Island. Somewhere in the frame, a snowball flying past Luffy, or a small blue nose barely peering out from behind a table. This would be enough to ignite the fan base. This would confirm that Netflix has approached Chopper's adaptation seriously, which is the most challenging task in terms of CG and design. Fans are anxiously waiting to be reassured that he looks cute and realistic, not creepy. Casting rumors and production articles. The trailer is usually accompanied by a wave of articles and insider information. Our analysis would have to mention two key figures that are currently being discussed, Dr. Kureha and Jamie Lee Curtis. If the trailer confirmed the presence of Dr. Kureha, Chopper's medical mentor, and it was Jamie Lee Curtis, as she herself dreams, this would become a viral marketing move. In the trailer, her silhouette might be shown, or her commanding, scornful voice heard. Turns out Jamie Lee Curtis won't be a part of Season 2 of Netflix's live-action One Piece after all. In a recent interview with Deadline, Tomorrow Studios president Becky Clements confirmed that Curtis won't be a part of the upcoming season of One Piece as Dr. Kureha, despite the back-and-forth social media interaction between her and the showrunners, all but confirming her involvement. VFX budget increase. An analysis of articles released after the trailer would inevitably reveal talk of a sharp increase in the special effects budget. The first season was excellent, but the devil fruit powers of Crocodile, Sand, Smoker, Smoke, and of course Chopper require Hollywood-level CG. A mention in the trailer that Weta Studio or similar has joined the project would be an important Easter egg. References to manga legends. A trailer aimed at fans would certainly include the following details. Shots of Laboon, the whale from Reverse, Mountain, a touching Easter egg signaling the importance of unbreakable promises. A brief shot of the sign of friendship, the cross on the arm, the emotional peak of Alabasta, which would be hinted at to prepare viewers for tears. Assumptions about tone and production, how Netflix will maintain the bar. A trailer is not only an announcement of the plot, but also a promise of quality. If the first season succeeded thanks to exciting fights and actor chemistry, the second season must excel in three aspects. Drama. Alabasta is war. The trailer would have to show how Luffy first faces a moral dilemma that he cannot simply stretch or punch away. The tension must be real. Desert aesthetic. The visuals must be impeccable. Golden sands, ancient temples, and the scorching sun. Scenes where Crocodile uses his powers must be cinematic, turning sand into a weapon of mass destruction. Luffy's development. The Luffy shown in the trailer must be a more serious, more mature leader than at the beginning of his journey. His promise to Vivi must be etched into his face, demonstrating not just a cheerful captain, but a man ready to take responsibility for an entire kingdom. Why we wait, not only for the trailer, but for the season. This hypothetical trailer for One Piece, Season 2, is essentially a reflection of the hopes of millions of fans. It would have to confirm that Netflix has understood the lesson of the first season. Success lies not in literal copying of the manga, but in preserving its heart. The promise the second season gives us is an introduction to a world where friendship is tested by betrayal, where politics are as deadly as a pirate's sword, and where the dream of becoming the king of the pirates requires sacrifices that Luffy may not be ready to make. If the trailer showed us Smoker, Crocodile, hinted at Chopper, and made us feel the heat of the sands of Alabasta, it means that Netflix is ready not only to repeat its success, but also to surpass it, entering history as the studio that successfully adapted one of the greatest stories in manga history. We are looking forward to it, because the adventure is just beginning.